I'm Christina.
And I'm Tracy.
And this is a video to help you with your college admission process.
So if you are an underclassman, keep on watching because you don't want to miss this. So I'm Tracy and I'm an international student from Vietnam. So I'll be giving you my experience applying to US college as an international student.
And unlike Tracy, I am an American citizen and have been in the United States all 4 years of high school. So first, we're going to talk about what you need to complete your junior year of high school, according to my college counselor. And that's two very important things. One is to take either the SAT or ACT, and two is to visit college campuses.
For an international student, I would recommend you to take your practice test, take SAT, ACT, TOEFL, any kind of requirements that you have to take very early as soon as sophomore year because English is your second language. And figuring out what type of person are you an SAT or ACT test taker, that is very important too.
There are a lot of practice tests online. Khan Academy is a great resource, so you should be totally set on knowing the format of the questions before you take the actual test.
Do a lot of practice problem because practice will, I guarantee, will give you a better score. 7 practice SAT tests. If I do it, you should do it too.
So the cool thing about the internet nowadays is you can actually look up universities' test score range. So before you take your actual SAT, I would recommend seeing like a college you want to apply to and look at like the mid-range test score average and aim for that while you're taking your standardized test. And so our second piece of advice for your junior year is to visit college campuses. Now these don't have to be schools you're necessarily interested in applying or going to. You just want to give yourself a wide variety of different universities. For example, a small religious school compared to a big, large public university. You want to have an idea of the different types of schools out there.
Different from Christina, I always known that I want to go to school out of state, and similar to all the international students, like if you don't have money, you can't just fly to the state and visit whatever school that you want to. So my best resources are online resources. I will include all of my favorite website and very useful website that I use to discover what university fits me best, and I hope you guys will use those links.
And unlike Tracy, I actually went with my mom over my junior year spring break to a bunch of different schools. We did like a college road trip, super fun, and I got to experience like college life with the campus tours. I met up with friends that are actually enrolled students there, and it was really cool for them to show me around and see what works for them.
And always remember, perspective from current student is always very important because you want to have a full picture and as well as their opinion about the school. Those things will not include in the catalog or just any kind of normal visit. So that would be very helpful if you know someone from that university.
Our second piece of advice is how to narrow down the colleges you want to apply to. For me, going into senior year, I had absolutely no idea what I was looking for, and holy guacamole, can that be overwhelming. There are literally thousands upon thousands of universities out there, and I'm thinking, what's my fit? How do I know what works for me? So there's 3 different types of schools that you can categorize what you want to apply to, and that is your reach, your target, and your safety. Now a reach school varies from person to person. That's a school that you apply to, and once you hit send, you tell yourself, okay, I might get in, I might not, and if I don't, it's really not the end of the world. But if I do get in, I'm going there, kind of thing. Your target is the middle ground. It's what you feel comfortable with, it's what you know will work for you, and you're expecting to get into that school. Last but not least, your safety. This is, worst case scenario is not the best phrase for this. You have a pretty decent chance of getting in, and by decent, you're gonna get in.
Yes. Christina said there's a lot of criteria you have to look into in order to decide what university you want to be in, like price, location, weather. There's a lot of factor that comes into it.
So you just need to find what fits your dynamic, specifically catered for you as an individual.
Yes, because in the end, it's all about you. It's not about us.
You can be totally selfish in the college process because it's your future we're talking about. So you got to make sure it fits your criteria. Our third piece of advice is how to apply to college, because lo and behold, it is not with a pen and paper anymore. Okay, so there are 2 pretty major websites. They're like portals almost One is called the Common App or Common Application, and the second that I've heard of is called the Coalition. Now these are websites or portals that many universities like do their application through. So it's like a website, you have a username and a login, and then they have like a where to apply list on the side. Common App has one big essay that is sent to all of your schools through that one portal. And so you go ahead and upload that, do all of your personal information, and then when you click the specific schools that you're going to apply to, each college or university might have their own requirements that only they need.
My advice for you is to start your personal statement early. Start it as soon as the summer of your senior year, because it might get so overwhelming with your AP classes, with your senior classes, and also your supplements that you have to plan like during the year.
Exactly. So when you're going into your senior year, you don't really have to have your entire essay written, but it's very helpful if you go ahead and jot down ideas of what you want to talk about. It's a very open-ended question. It's just an essay about yourself, and you want to make it humorous, witty, sarcastic, just show your personality to these schools.
One of my tips is that I would use my planner. If you don't use your planner, I would recommend start to use one. Write down on your calendar all of the deadlines of the school, even if you apply early action, early decision, or regular decision. Make sure to write it out so that you know what to expect and how you can spread out your writing supplements as you go and as you apply.
Okay, so when you're applying to schools, there are many different deadlines you can or you can choose to meet. So the three basic ones are early decision, early action, and regular decision. Now, early decision is primarily seen with the smaller private schools, and this is usually something called a binding contract. So when you apply to a school that's early decision, you only apply to one school, and if you get in, you are going there. So that's some risky business, but if you're up for the challenge, I say go for it.
Yes, and especially if you have a dream school, it's a school that you really, really want to be.
And it fits within your budget.
Yes, then that's something that you should do because college will see your interest.
The second thing is something called early action. I would 100% recommend this. This is the first deadline to apply to with your schools. There's no extra cost, no extra writing, but you just hear your decision back like 2 months earlier. And come second semester your senior year and you are stressed trying to figure your place out, it is so helpful to know where you have or have not gotten into. And then regular decision is the final admission deadline, and that's where you can apply to and expect to hear back March, April. It all depends on the school.
So last call for international student, we have so many things to be submitted. So please, please, please do not forget to submit all of your documents because they will need that in order for them to even review your application. And also, when you submit it, it doesn't mean that they got it. So always log back to your portal.
Double check to make sure that they got your submission.
Yes.
So the fourth thing we're going to talk about is your college admission decision. Now, schools, sometimes when you apply, they have like a calendar. Usually, it's online. And what you do is once you apply through the Common App, Coalition, whatever your portal is, they ask you to create a student username ID for that college, and then they send you an email. And this is the most stressful thing. You have to follow the link from the email that takes you to the university's webpage where you enter your username and password, and then there's a link that says status updated. You're sweating, your hands are shaking, you tremble. You hit the button, and then your decision's right there. That's all I have to say about that. The mail, not as stressful because it's a letter, and you can usually tell by the cover of the letter whether you got it or not.
Yes.
Trust me, I would know.
So, I don't know if you guys know Reddit, but students usually do a whole list of admission decision release day. So you can go to Reddit and you can find those. And they will tell you if it's delivered online or paper. So if you want more information about that, then go to the thread applying to college on Reddit.
All right, so our final piece of advice deals with how to make your college decision and dealing with this constant game of comparison, especially among your classmates.
In Asia, there's a lot of pressure of choosing the university because people put a lot of pressure on you based on the rank of the university that you're applying to. And please, in the end, it's all about you. It's your education, it's your future. If you feel like a school is a great fit for you, please choose that university because you know that you'll be happy. And don't just listen to other people. If ranking is such an important thing to you, good, stick with that. But it's not everything. You can totally choose a school that is not in the top 20, but still be so happy and will make a good life and career out of it.
Okay, so for me, the college admission process was not necessarily difficult from an academic standpoint, such as writing the essays. It was dealing with the constant pressure of everyone around you asking, where are you going to school? What are you planning on majoring in? What are you gonna do with your life? I just turned 18. You think I have my entire future planned out? We go to a school where the name of the college reigns supreme rather than individual fit of the school for each student. In 4 years, you're going to have a degree, you're gonna have a diploma, and the only thing that's gonna matter about the college that you went to is the name of the school on that diploma. You're not doomed if you don't get into a certain place. You still have such a bright future and you're going to accomplish such big things. What matters most is your work ethic and the amount of time and effort you put into wanting to see yourself succeed. That is what is going to take you far in life, not the school that you go to. Honestly, in the United States, we are so blessed to even have this opportunity to get a higher education compared to the rest of the world. So we have to take what we're given and use it to the best of our abilities, you know, to make a difference.
It is hard receiving back your decision. It is hard to hear what college got to say about you, but there's so many factors that comes into deciding if you can attend that university or not. So please do not blame yourself for not getting to one school just because they denied you, but you are more than just a rejection. You are more than just an acceptance, and you worked hard for your whole high school life.
You're more than just a number. You're more than just a name on a piece of paper. What matters is the amount of work and effort you're gonna put into seeing yourself succeed and hopefully change the lives of others in the process. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something and possibly eased your worries about your upcoming school year. So let us know if you have any questions. We'd love to answer them. And just continue being your best self.
Yes.
You're gonna do great things.
Bye. Do we just have to look
I just
good?
hit record. Okay, we're on. And this is a video to help you with your college admission This is a video to help you with your college admission.
Christina, you can't free time in order to get the score that I want.
I was an SAT person and still did horribly on both of them. Yeah.
You want to have that?
My thigh sweat. But it's a school that
It's a school that you feel like it's not easy, but you're capable of getting in.
I don't know if you could tell, but Tracy, where are you going to school?
I am very excited to attend the University of Southern California. Go Trojans.
Go Trojans. And I am attending the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
Yay!
Go Heels. Bye. Nailed it.